Hey YouTube, what's up? It's CS back here with another installment, and here are my picks for Strikeforce, Melendez versus Masvidal. Alrighty folks, well we haven't seen a big Strikeforce card in a while, not in 2 months. The last one was the Barnett Haritonov card, and now they're back with Melendez defending his title against Masvidal, and of course Cyborg defending her title against Hiroko Yamanaka. So I'm looking forward to those two bouts. I think it's going to be a good night of fights. The preliminary card, really don't know much about those guys, but I see some names on it, so it should be fun. Justin Wilcox and Carlos Fedor, that looks like a pretty fun fight. Of course, on the main card as well, we have Gegard Mousasi versus OSP, but we're going to start things off by looking at the first bout of the main card. This one's between KJ Noons and Billy Evangelista. Alrighty folks, well this looks like an interesting way to start off the main card side of things. Pretty solid lightweight bout, I think. You got Billy Evangelista on one side. He really doesn't blow me away with any of his stuff, but he is well-rounded. He can put people on their backs. He can win out a decision like that by just using ground and pound and solid top control. And his stand-up is improving. He's a shorter of the two fighters, so if he's going to beat KJ Noons standing up, he's going to need to get within KJ's reach and beat him up with shorter punches. I don't see that happening if it stays standing, though. KJ is the much better boxer. KJ against someone who's trying to pursue him and go for a home run punch. That's what he kind of wants. He's a counter puncher, and if you just leave openings by just throwing these haymakers and you're missing, KJ's gonna be able to put a jab in your face or some sort of combination. It's really when you have a high volume of strikes, that's when you start to frustrate KJ Noons, kind of like Jorge Masvidal or Nick Diaz, where they were throwing a bunch of strikes from a bunch of different angles, and KJ just couldn't get comfortable on the feet whatsoever. Can Billy Evangelista do that? I don't think so. His stand-up's not on the level of those guys, and he just kind of has to stick to what he's better than KJ at to win this fight. And that's wrestling, and I think that he's going to be able to do so. I think that for the most part, he'll use his improved striking to set up his takedowns, and I don't think KJ is going to be able to stuff all of them. And I just think we're going to see the majority of the fight with KJ on his back, getting ground and pounded upon. So I'm going to pick Billy Evangelista to win at least a 29-28 unanimous decision. Alrighty, folks, now let's move on to that Gegard Mousasi over in StPreux light heavyweight bout. On paper, it's an easy bout for Mousasi just because it's hard to take Ovince St. Preux seriously because of his gas tank. I really don't see Ovince St. Preux being able to finish Gegard with a dynamite round one, whether he chooses to wrestle, kickbox, or do a combination of the two. I just can't see him getting it done in round one against Gegard, and come round two, he's going to look very tired because his gas tank sucks. So Gegard should be able to open up on him come whenever he gets tired, whether it's late round one or round two on, you know what I'm saying? So I think that Ovince St. Preux is going to come out aggressively, like a wrestler who likes to throw hands, which he is, and he's going to swing for defenses. He's going to pursue Mousasi. Mousasi is going to look patient, not do much, but eventually, Ovince St. Preux is going to start dropping his hands, and I think Gegard's going to use that kickboxing background to just put this dude away. Gegard's kickboxing is just worlds away from Ovince St. Preux, like worlds better. He's trained with Golden Glory in the past, and yeah, technically he's pretty sound. Solid combination, solid kicks, punches. He has knockout power in all his limbs himself, so eventually I think he finds a home for his strikes on Ovince St. Preux' face. Ovince St. Preux is going to go down sometime in round two. I'm calling for Gegard Mousasi TKO, maybe a submission. I'm leaning towards a TKO though, so round two TKO for Gegard Mousasi. Alrighty, folks, now let's move on to the co-main event, which is the Strikeforce Women's Featherweight Championship between the champion Cristiane Santos and the challenger Hiroko Yamanaka. Easiest fight on the card to call by far. This is going to be one of the beatdowns of the year, I would assume. Cristiane Santos is just better everywhere than Hiroko Yamanaka. Yamanaka, she tries to do that technical kind of striking like Hatsuki Yoki does, use her length effectively, stay on the outside, and use low kicks and just jabs to pepper away at her opponents and pick up decisions like that. That's what she's going to want to do. She's the taller, lengthier opponent, and she's going to need to keep Cristiane at bay, but I don't see that happening because Cyborg's that talented of a fighter. I see her being able to kickbox and kick the shit out of any women's fighter out there. So yeah, you gotta go with Cristiane Cyborg Santos. She's just too good. If it hits the mat, Cyborg's an 80cc level submission grappler, and she should have no problem submitting this girl in Hiroko Yamanaka. So Cyborg wins this fight wherever it goes. I think it stays standing, and I think she gets within the reach of Yamanaka, and just is able to tag her with a couple punches. I'm going to call for a first round KO punches for Cristiane Cyborg Santos. So there it is. Alrighty, folks. Now let's move on to the main event between Gilbert Melendez and Jorge Masvidal for the Strikeforce Lightweight Championship. Of course, Melendez is the champion. Masvidal is the challenger. Easy fight for Melendez on paper. Let's take a look at what he has in terms of skill set. He has solid wrestling background. He's pretty relentless with his takedowns whenever he wants them. He's usually able to just double leg you or put you up against the cage and eventually drop down for a takedown. He can do that, and then from there he has solid top control. Of course, he trains out of the Cesar Gracie Jiu-Jitsu camp, so he knows how to keep guys down. And of course, his ground and pound is very solid as well. Pretty powerful from the top, solid punches from the top. And he's able to TKO guys without punches or elbows. So, yeah, Gilbert Melendez on top of you is a scary dude. But of course, his stand-up is pretty noteworthy as well. He has solid boxing skills, training with the likes of Nick Diaz. He's pretty relentless. He kind of corners his opponents after throwing such a high volume of punches at them. And he's able to just tee off on them with body shots, punches to the head, and it's kind of scary. And then eventually you just crumble and you find yourself on the ground and you're taking more shots, and then you're losing via TKO. And I can definitely see that happen to Jorge Masvidal. Masvidal, for the most part, he's a kickboxer who needs to keep this on the outside, beat Melendez up from a distance, using jabs, not throwing that many low kicks just because he could get taken down, but just solid combinations from a distance, and hopefully Melendez won't be able to close the distance. That's what Jorge Masvidal needs to do. Maybe beat Melendez up in the clinch. He has solid knees from within there, but I just think that it's a bad matchup because Melendez is so good at executing his game plan, and Masvidal, it's going to be hard to defend against that because he's trying to keep a distance against someone who's probably the best in the world at closing it. So yeah, I gotta go with Melendez in this fight. I think he should win this fight wherever it goes, just because on the feet I see him being able to get within Masvidal's reach and being able to threaten him with a high volume of punches. Then on the ground, he's going to be on top after he takes him down. You know what I'm saying? I just see Masvidal backing up into the cage, Melendez being able to take him down from there, and then using solid top control to gain good position, posture up, solid punches, win a TKO like that. And I'm going to say that happens sometime into round 2. So I'm calling for a round 2 TKO via punches for Gilbert Melendez. And there it is, folks. That about does it for my picks for Strikeforce Melendez versus Masvidal. As usual, my preliminary card picks, they're in the description below. So if you want to check those out, please do so. And yeah, I think that about does it for me. I'll put my links somewhere up on the screen if you want to check those out. And yeah, thank you for all the support once again. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Comment in the comment section below. Leave me your thoughts on what you think about my picks and the event altogether. And yeah, that about does it. So yeah, deuces for all my supporters, bruises for all my haters. Again, thank you and take care.